Well, the beginning of this particular album that we're speaking about now really was gleaned from the success that we had after the Black Sabbath The Dio Years album, and then after a tour, the first tour that we decided to do, which just went so well for us, and the people that we played for were quite adamant about, you're not going to stop now, are you?
Well, we always said that we were just going to get together, do the 3 original songs for the Best Of album, and then it created such interest that like, the month turned into 10 months of touring.
I think musically we all enjoyed it so much, the band just really came together and started playing fantastic.
We've enjoyed playing, we've enjoyed doing the shows, it's been really great fun. That it seemed an obvious thing to go and do an album.
We took everything one step at a time and talked very briefly about, well, do you think maybe we should do another tour? So that's where that came from. We hadn't even planned an album at that point, so we did yet another tour.
And at the end of that, we thought, well, we're still getting on well together. We haven't killed each other yet.
And then it became like, well, maybe we should do an album, you know.
And we all, looked at each other and said, okay.
Just close your eyes. You're on a caravan to Superman. Sweet home infection. He can kill you with a smile.
We started writing the tracks for this album before the Metal Masters tour. The idea on this time was for everybody to put something down on a CD, their ideas, what they'd got, and we'd throw them into the pot and have a look and see what's worth working on and what's not.
It's very much a band rather than one person going off to write the stuff and then saying this is what you got to do. We still write the music as a band.
Everything that we have done to make this next project of ours come alive was very, very easy, surprisingly easy. I don't know if easy is a very good adjective for all this, because there were moments of when you have to really think about creating something. In Tony's case, riffs. In my case, melodies and lyrics. Sure, that sometimes can be difficult, but we were very well prepared this time.
The album came together, dare I say it, fairly quick, It wasn't difficult at all.
I think it's been quite an easy record to make, going by past projects that we've been involved with. I think we took our time with it this time and just let the music sort of come out naturally.
Take our number, come and join the line. Here's where you will find your rock and roll angel.
The whole process of writing has taken us probably about 15 or 16 weeks. We got on a roll and we're doing probably one track per day.
Yeah, I think we've picked up from Dehumanizer where Dehumanizer left off. We've still maintained the heavy aspects of the band, kept it basic. We haven't inundated it with keyboards or anything. So it's mainly just down to, it's 3-piece drums, bass, guitar, and Ronnie singing. A little bit of keyboards here and there.
As far as it being a continuation of Dehumanizer, it certainly isn't in its entirety. But there are many Dehumanizer moments. But there are other moments too. There are probably Heaven and Hell moments, and there are probably Mob Rules moments as well.
Dehumanizer's been quite a, it was clouded over when we done it, because it was probably the wrong time when we did it, and our sort of music wasn't, lost a bit of popularity, I suppose. But suddenly it's come back, and Certainly on the last tour, we noticed a lot of people asking for tracks off the Dehumanizer album.
This record's probably not as dark as Dehumanizer. Some of it is, some of it isn't. I would say maybe it's still awfully heavy, and it's got a lot of overtones to it. But I think it's a little bit more modern sounding, you know, a little bit more polished. And there's some great vocal melodies and just real heavy, cool riffs.
Well, we came back to Rockfield, really, because, well, for a start, everybody can have their own space. There's all individual chalets here. We can all stay in those.
This was our second time at Rockfield. We did Dehumanizer here, 1991 or 92, and now, all these years later, we're here recording this album. It's a great place. It's got so much history to it, and it just got a vibe about it, you know. I mean, I guess there was so many people that recorded here. It's just incredible.
We needed a place where we could all stay together, which is getting rarer and rarer to find these days. A lot of the live-in accommodation studios seem to be going out of existence. As we were recording them, we were all here to listen to all the parts and everything, and, you know, everybody could give their approval.
I thought we were actually going to do some stuff at my house, but we thought it's best to go somewhere different, and so this was the ideal place to come back again. You know, we've been here many times. You know, it's worked good. And there's also a pub down the road where the others go.
Can't remember anything about last night. Yeah, we were having an office Christmas party, and Ronnie just said what we're going to call the album. So if you've got any ideas about calling the album, and we just came up with all these silly ideas that I can't remember now. I think one was Villa/Yankees or something.
We had a couple of bottles of really strong cider last night, and we started chucking some about, and they were certainly not the titles we were going to use. I think one was Hemorrhoids.
Oh yeah, Preparation H&H.
That, of course, is not going to be used, but, you know, it was the cider talking. We had lots of laughs. Anything to do with the Villa will be perfectly okay with Geezer. And so I told him, you can't just call it the Villa. It has to be called Villa/Yankees, because that's my team in America, my baseball team. And he loved that one. That's it. And then another bottle, and nah, that's pretty horrible.
She makes her way to the door forbidden. Tomorrow she'll say that she did not really go there. To
Neverwhere. As far as the album production, we're all involved really, as far as doing their own things. You know, Geezer will listen to his bass and make sure he likes his bass. Ronnie with his vocals, me with guitar. So it's all a joint effort really. Vinny with his drums.
I think at the end of the day, we are the producers of ourselves. We know so well what the bass is supposed to be like and what the guitar is supposed to be like, and et cetera, that when you have these wonderful tools, you know, you can do it yourself, and we have generally done it ourselves.
Instead of somebody overall saying, you know, this is what sound I want to get, I think we've all been doing it long enough to know what sort of sound each of us want, and you know, and how these tracks should sound. You know?
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that we do when we're writing the stuff is to make sure that the album isn't just one track, 60 minutes long. You know, we do like to put. If we write a fast one, then we think, well, the next one's got to be medium or slow. And that's the way we approach things.
As you're doing tracks, as you're doing songs, they take on a new life, or take on a different life as you're going along. And so one that you think, well, I'm not sure about that, quite as not my favourite, at the end of the day can end up a favourite, you know, because you you sort of, by the time you've recorded it and by the time you've fettled it up and done little bits to it and the vocals go on and stuff, the things take a new shape, you know. So I always wait until late until I say which is sort of a favourite track.
Someone said there's a lost horizon. We must find our way to the throne. Take his gold and the bed that he lies on. No mercy from hearts made of stone.
Sorry, I fucked the last two lines up.
Well, the thing about this band is everybody brings something different to the table. Okay, Tony, I mean, what can I say about Tony? He's just such an unbelievable guitar player with the heaviest riffs I've ever heard in my life, and I love that stuff, you know, that's where my heart is. And we've got Geezer, one of the best bass players I've ever played with or actually heard live or on record, and there's some magic between Tony and Geezer when they play together. It sounds like there's maybe 10 people playing. Well, if they were just playing together, even in here in the studio, they go over riffs, and it's just unbelievable the way they play together.
Tony is, you know, without a doubt, I think he's the greatest riff writer on earth. There are people who have written, you know, 2 or 3 great riffs, but not that with the consistency that Tony has.
In the writing process, obviously Tony's the one with the guitar, so everything stems around him. It usually comes out with Tony's basic idea, and then, you know, maybe come up with a riff or something, or he'll listen to the riffs that I've got and incorporate them with a riff that he's got. And then Ronnie gets really involved in the writing as well, as far as choruses and bridges, the structure of the song. Then once you've got the structure, Ronnie will go off and come out with a vocal line and write some basic lyrics for it. Put that together, and then sort of once the song's sort of 90% together, then we adjust it to around the vocal lines so that everything fits in.
What would you say Vinny brings to the band? Because you didn't mention
Drums.
And never will.
Vinny's always brought his own style, strength. I mean, he's just a monster. He's just an absolute monster.
I bring maybe a lot of fire to it, you know. I like to play really loud, really hard, and the driving force behind it.
Ronnie's voice for me is just fantastic, and it never ceases to amaze me how he does it. He doesn't warm up, he drinks, he does everything against the book that you think, well, you know, most singers would never do, you know, oh God, and he just walks on and sings, just like no effort.
Soon we knew temptation and we sinned. Then he closed the door, we can't come back again.
Ronnie will give it all, and he'll go on stage and he'll give it all. He never cancels shows or anything like that, unless he was like dying, you know. But it's such a professional attitude. It's great.
To me, he's the best singer in rock and ever, you know, and he just kicks my ass all the time.
But I think that the thing that makes it all work is that we genuinely like each other a lot. And we take the piss out of each other all the time. Now, Tony's a master of that, of course, but, you know, Vinny's probably second, and, you know, I'm probably third, and he's probably very far down the hill because he just doesn't do that at all. But we really enjoy being around each other, and we really do enjoy the things that we've done. I'm sure that in conversation with one of the other guys, you've either talked about, or certainly we will talk about, the talcum powder story? Well, then I'll tell you about it then. Vinny's always drying his hair off after a take because he sweats rather profusely. And we thought, oh, this would be really good if we put talcum powder in his hair dryer when he's out there. So luckily his hair dryer broke down. So Mike Clemens, who is Tony's personal, said, well, I'll have a look at it for you. So he took it out in the back room. It worked fine. It just the thermostat in it. And off he went. And we were waiting for him to see this happen. And we had forgotten because we started to talk about one of the songs. And the door opened and in came Vinny, white.
I was an innocent victim. It's weird because the hairdryer just stopped working like a moment before they planned this, and then gave it to Tony's tech, who gave it to me back, and it worked. And I went in there, and boom, full of powder, went all over. But it was great because they didn't see it until I walked in the door. So I walked in, they all looked, and everybody was on the floor.
He's going to have us all whacked.
I get back to New York, that's it.
Actually, we did miss it, though, because we were expecting him to... Because usually when he plays, then he gets up and dries his hair. So, but for some reason, we were all in here chatting, and he'd already gone and went to dry his hair. So when he walked in here, he was just like... He came in through that door like this, and it was all over him.
I mean, it looked like a bomb. I mean, it was insane. Thanks, Tom.
It just fell in there.
That's why we stick together, I think. You have to have a sense of... Definitely have to have a sense of humour in this band.
You've been wishing for the magic sign. Here's where you will find your rock and roll angel. Perfect strangers in the dark, waiting for their lights to start. Then behold your shining star. I wonder who you are.
Yeah, I think it's great that we're attracting younger fans. It's always been a surprise to me because when I was growing up, there's no way I'd go and see my brothers or my parents' favourite musicians or anything. It seems to be. I mean, my own kids love things like Hendrix and old Pink Floyd and stuff like that. They don't really go in for the new stuff. So, and I think particularly with Heaven and Hell, we keep the old fans as well. We got a lot of, on our recent American tour, as well as all the young following that we've picked up.
So the songs on this album seem like most of them going to be like really cool to play live, There's a lot of open spaces and a lot of places where we can maybe elaborate on it a little bit, and I think that'll come across well, big places.
Well, I'm looking forward to going to some of the places that we've not been under the onus of this particular album. We have not done South America yet. We haven't done Russia yet with this band, although we've all been there in different forms, of course. So it will be nice to play this music for people who have not heard this band reformed yet again. In America, they've seen us 2 or 3 times. In England, it's been a couple times. In the rest of the world, of course, it's been a few times. So that'll be nice. But I'm looking forward to having some new material to do. Yeah, that will be good. We probably won't choose a ton of songs because our set lasted a long time, and most of our songs are very long anyway. But yes, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it for the music, but I'm looking forward to it probably more from what I told you before, because we really enjoy being on the road together. It's easy. It's fun.
I think it's the third time that the band's got together with this lineup. I think we've all matured a great deal. We respect each other's opinions now instead of going off in a huff if somebody disagrees with you. We're just growing older and wiser and more mellow, I think. We respect each other as musicians and as people.
I think our relationship has really matured, It's taken a long time. And we've gone through so many things over the years that I think everybody's just accepted, we all get on you give each other space, and that's the key to it, I think. Where years ago we'd travel all on one bus and we'd all be in one dressing room, and everybody needs some space.
Well, this is the third time around for us, and we started with when I joined the band, the Heaven and Hell tour, then Mob Rules, then we got together in Dehumanizer, and actually I myself never thought it would happen again, where this band would get back together again, but here we are. And I think now everybody's a little bit more mature. Everybody, I think, plays better now than they did years ago, and more focused on their playing and listening and stuff. And now when we play together, it's just a monster.
It was a good group effort, I think.
Yeah, I think it worked really, really well. Certainly, this time's probably better than ever because we've really come together, and
Yeah, it's a good band
it's
effort.
been really, really a big effort. It's a great band.